Triple G had no really great victories. I mean, who did he beat? You know,
well, Canelo. A lot of people think he won the first fight. It was a draw, and Canelo's a great fighter.
Well, he didn't, though, but he didn't.
We can think
but
all
even
we
a draw against Canelo at Canelo's best. You know?
The thing what I will give him, though, is he was one of the superstars in boxing at a certain time for a long time. I will give him that. But for me, I think it's just a little hard for me to put somebody in the Hall of Fame. Like, to say Hall of Fame, that means, like, dang, like you.
What
you
about
just did
telling the
different.
story of the era? You could not tell the story of an era without including Triple G.
2010s, right?
What about that? Do you subscribe to that Hall of Fame theory?
I do. I mean, I do see that, but we're talking about Hall of Fame. We're not talking about eras. You know, I'm talking about, like, overall, all of boxing. You know what I mean? I just don't see him as a Hall of Fame. Yeah, I can't give him that nod. But, hey.
That's a legitimate point of view.
I wish Turkey was around back then when he was fighting because all this ducking wouldn't have happened.
Okay, Triple G is up to be nominated to get in the International Boxing Hall of Fame. Now people harbor their opinions about it, and I've never minced my opinions about my words about Triple G. You can check the archive. You can put Goodfella TV and Gennady Golovkin name in the search bar, and you can enjoy me being ahead of this curve. You know, YouTubers back in the day got mad at me, specifically one black YouTuber who ain't around no more. I ain't never respond to, ain't no point to respond. I said what I said. You know, they always got to play Steven from Django. Oh, you can't do Master Golovkin like that. Boy, you better get from round here with that Golovkin slanders, you know. And, you know, I looking for what it is, man. I was saying for years that he hadn't took a belt from another champion. The only title holder he took a belt from was David Lemieux. That's the only title holder he took a title from. That WBA title he got, as far as the title defenses, I think they say he broke Bernard Hopkins' title. He broke that. That wasn't even a real world title, bro. It was a regular belt. For the majority of those defenses was a regular belt, bro. So he don't have that record. You know what I'm saying? Only guy he pried a belt from was from David Lemieux, who had it for a day. His best victory is Danny Jacobs, which most people feel like he robbed Danny Jacobs. His second best victory was versus a guy named Sergey Derevyanchenko, which a lot of people felt like they robbed Derevyanchenko in that fight. And unfortunately, Derevyanchenko never was able to capture a world title. He was never captured a world title, and they took that from him. And that's why Al Heyman charged him so much money for Derevyanchenko to come over to the zone. So I mean, yeah, man, this has been nothing new. This has been nothing absolutely new. This is the real resume, and Max Kellerman can sit there and be like, well, he really beat Canelo. He didn't beat Canelo. What does BoxRec say? A draw and a loss and a loss. He 2-0-1. I mean, he 0-2-1 versus Canelo. Well, we really feel like, come on, man. No, he did not beat Canelo. And Max Kellerman was the main person hyping him up before he came to America. And we seen him in there with Gregory Proska. We like, all right, let's see a little bit more of him. Then we seen him in there with Gabriel Rosado. We like, you know, all this special and all this stuff. You gotta understand, I believe him and Kelly Pavlik the same age. Where was he at? He did not start saying big drama show, I want to fight, till Sergio Martinez started limping on one leg, bro. I was there. And that's just the truth. When Jermaine Taylor reigned supreme, when Pavlik took Bernard reigned supreme, he was nowhere to be found. For Olympic, bronze medalist, silver medalist, he was nowhere to be seen. When Jermaine took the torch from Bernard, he was nowhere to be seen. When Pavlik took the torch from Taylor, he was nowhere to be seen or heard of. And when Sergio Martinez beat up on Pavlik and took the middleweight crown and torch from him, he was nowhere to be heard of until he started limping after the Chavez fight and had a bad showing at home in Argentina versus Martin Murray. So where does it sound like Hall of Fame? Hall of Fame is supposed to be for the extraordinary. You know what I'm saying? For the he wasn't the extraordinary. He was quite above average for his era. Oh, and then Max Kellerman to my well, you know, Ryan was like, he was a superstar. He wasn't no fucking superstar. Because if y'all was saying what Terrence Crawford was doing before Earl Spence didn't make him a superstar, he damn sure wasn't no superstar. He wasn't no fucking superstar. Crawford did numbers and popularity, ran circles around Triple G. He wasn't no superstar, bro. Most people didn't know who he was. He was in an Apple or in a Apple commercial. People like, who the fuck is this? Get him off my screen. He was overrated, bro. He's the most overrated fighter since 2000. He might be historically up there with Marciano as the most overrated fighter in history. Like, at least Marciano beat names. He didn't beat a name. All his shit was controversy. And then don't forget when Andre Ward say, what up? I do, no. Then he changed his language years down the road. Oh, I didn't know English. Man, English these nuts. How about that? Fraudulent. And if you talk to Abel Sanchez, you listen to enough of his careers, he'll tell you they moved Triple G perfectly. Kareem, what's my man's name? Uzma. Kareem Uzma on his resume. Man, that dude was making Triple G look like a fool. He was old. You know? So for him to get in the Hall of Fame, I get it. Arturo Gatti got in there, and people feel a certain type of way about Arturo Gatti getting into the Hall of Fame. You know, I get it. You know, maybe that was more of a sympathy Hall of Fame, you know, from his passing and all that stuff. I see his son boxing now. I feel it. But what were you giving him a ceremonial Hall of Fame for? Well, Tim Bradley in there. Well, Tim Bradley actually beat some motherfuckers. You feel what I'm saying? He had one of the fights of the year with Ruslan Provodnikov. You know, got off the canvas, leg twitching versus Kendall Hart, came back, beat him, and he reigned supreme over the 140-pound division, which is probably the deepest division since. You know, the fight that was supposed to really mark his stardom versus Devin Alexander didn't go well because his head and Devin Alexander being a southpaw. You know, but you know, you look at that division that he reigned supreme: Khan, Zab Judah, Marcos Madonas, Lucas Matias, Andre Kotelnik, Juan Urango, Victor Ortiz. I mean, you can go on and on and on and on. And that division went about 15 or 20 deep. Nate Campbell, old ass, was around there. Danny Garcia. Eric Morales had one of the best fights of that year, the year he fought Marcos Maidana. That was one of the fights of the year. Amir Khan was in that division. Bruce Prescott. That was a very deep division. He reigned supreme. He came out on top of that division. And the reason he didn't get the celebration that he deserved was from the simple fact of the matter was the fight versus him and Devin Alexander didn't turn out the way it is, but it parlayed him into a contract with Top Rank and something else. But yeah, he was more accomplished than Triple G. Triple G was a fraud. Propaganda. If he was a nigga, they wouldn't be saying they have a petition starting not to put him in the Hall of Fame. Trash. All this potential and power he had, he didn't even tap into it. He was mercenary. He was Keith Thurman. He was Keith Thurman before Keith Thurman. He was never hungry. And versus that Canelo fight, he never went to try to knock Canelo out. So if his chin was so good, he never really tried to get the knockout. He did not try to get aggressive. And what did Terrence Crawford do? Went up there and beat a more seasoned Canelo and made it look easy. Made it look easy. So before people, oh, you're not a Hall of Famer. Not a Hall of Famer. They just put anybody in the Hall of Fame. Now, Hall of Fame is getting to be amongst multiple sports. It's pretty much on the trajectory to be a participation trophy type of award. It's on that track. You know, it's on that track. I feel like if you put him in, you got to put Adrian Broner in there. Don't disrespect the AB. You got to put him in there. So, but yeah, I mean, Max Kellerman was his biggest fan. It was his biggest fan. So of course he think, oh, his impact on what? What did he impact? The fuck did he impact? What did he change the sport? An Apple commercial? What did he change the sport? What did he impact? Loma had more of an impact on the sport than he did. What impact did he have? What he doing for boxing? You know, amateur boxing? Cool. You want to put him in the Hall of Fame for his work for amateur? I have no issue as a contributor, but as an actual fighter, fuck no. Hell no. He won't go. Hell no. He won't go. Ali, Kumaye, Ali, Kumaye. Hell no. Shut the front door. Yeah, I mean, son. You know. But hey, man, let me know what y'all think, man. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe button, it's the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance. Get notifications. We go live with our video. Follow me on X, Instagram, Facebook, Kick, Twitch. Join the Patreon, just update it. Hopefully y'all enjoy that's on there. I'll be working on the Benavidez and Yard film study real soon. And I'm gonna put the Devin Haney and Brian Norman prediction up sometime this week as well too. And then our Yard and Benavidez prediction go up next week. So peace.